Some songs don't just play, they stay with you. Soul music has always been the genre that refused to fake it. No pretense, no performance, just raw, unfiltered truth. And when soul meets love, you get something eternal. Songs that outlive the people who made them. Songs that understand you better than you understand yourself. Today we're counting down the top 12 soul love songs ever made. Every single one of these songs has a real, verified, sometimes heartbreaking story behind it. A story about where it came from, what it cost, and why it hit the world the way it did. These are not just great records. These are moments in human history. Let's go. Number 12, You Send Me, Sam Cooke, 1957. Darling, you send me. Sam Cooke was the prince of gospel music, and in 1957, he was about to risk everything to leave it behind. At first, I thought it was infatuation. He secretly recorded a pop single under a fake name, Dale Cook, terrified of losing his devoted church audience. I know you thrill me. When his label boss found out, Sam made a stunning move. He surrendered royalties he was already owed, money he had already earned, just to walk out the door a free man and take his music where he knew it needed to go. Oh, I know and I mean. He and his producer left Specialty Records and took one song with them, You Send Me. Send me, honest you do. Sam had written every word himself, but gave the official credit to his younger brother L.C. Cooke to protect the publishing from his old label. You send me, I know. He sacrificed a credit he deserved to protect someone he loved. They placed the song on the B-side of the single. I know, when you hold me. The Summertime was supposed to be the hit, but disc jockeys all across America flipped the record over, and the rest became history. Send me, honest you do. You Send Me hit number 1 on both the Billboard Hot 100 and the R&B chart in December 1957, dethroning Elvis Presley's Jailhouse Rock. And take you home. I know. The single sold 1.7 million copies. Rolling Stone ranks it the 115th greatest song ever made. At first I thought it was in. And it remains the moment soul music said hello to the world. Number 11, You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman, Aretha Franklin, 1967. On a summer evening in 1967, two songwriters were walking down Broadway in New York City when a limousine pulled up beside them. On the morning rain. The window rolled down. Inside was Jerry Wexler, co-owner of Atlantic Records. Life was short. He leaned out and said, I need a big hit for Aretha. How about a song called A Natural Woman? Then the window rolled back up and the car drove away into the night, just like that. That evening, after putting their kids to bed, Jerry Goffin and Carole King sat down at the piano and wrote the entire song. Music, lyrics, everything, in one single night. They sent a demo to Wexler. Days passed. I want y'all to know a mighty good man came along to claim it. Then Wexler called and said, Aretha already heard it. She already recorded it. Now come in and listen. 'Cause if I make you happy, Carole King walked into that Atlantic Records studio and heard Aretha Franklin sing her song back to her. Of what I'm living for. She later said she was completely speechless because what Aretha had done went so far beyond anything she could have imagined when she wrote it. In 2015, Aretha performed it live at the Kennedy Center for Carole King. By the final note, President Barack Obama had tears streaming down his face. Because some songs aren't just songs. Some songs are a covenant between two artists, and the rest of us just get to live inside them.
What you done?
Number 10. When a Man Loves a Woman. Percy Sledge, 1966.
Yeah, he'll change the world.
Percy Sledge worked double shifts as a hospital orderly in Sheffield, Alabama. On weekends, he sang lead for a local R&B band.
Can't keep his mind on nothing.
Then his girlfriend left him, not for another man, but for a modeling career in New Jersey. And she took his best friend with her, both of them, gone at the same time.
What he needs.
One night, still raw with grief, Percy stepped to the microphone at a club gig and just improvised. No lyrics, no structure.
Trying to hold on.
Just a man pouring uncut heartbreak out loud over a blues chord progression because he had no other way to carry it.
This man loves you.
A disc jockey and studio owner named Quinn Ivey was in the crowd. He heard something in Percy's wail that stopped him cold, something that went far beyond showmanship.
Trying to hold on to you.
Mommy, he told Percy, turn that feeling into real lyrics and they would make a record together. They recorded it at Norala Sound Studio. The horns were out of tune. Atlantic Records was sent the corrected version.
Chicken brain.
Then accidentally pressed and released the original out-of-tune take anyway. Nobody cared, nobody noticed. Because the emotion was so overwhelming, it didn't matter. The record hit number 1 in 1966, the first number 1 ever recorded in Muscle Shoals, Alabama. Rolling Stone ranks it the 53rd greatest song of all time.
He can do no wrong.
Percy Sledge was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2005. Number 9. Midnight Train to Georgia. Gladys Knight and the Pips, 1973.
He couldn't make it, so he's leaving the life.
This song began as a country tune called Midnight Plane to Houston, written by Jim Weatherly in 1971.
Too much for.
But when Sissy Houston, the mother of Whitney Houston, recorded her version, the plane became a train, Houston became Georgia, and the entire emotional weight of the song shifted into something deeper and more soulful. When Gladys Knight heard it, she knew immediately it was hers. The story in those lyrics hits hard when you really sit with it. A man chases a dream of stardom in Los Angeles. The city destroys him. The dream never comes.
I'll be with them. I know you will. On that midnight.
And the woman who loves him must choose. The city with all its possibilities, or the broken man she loves.
But he didn't get far. But he so found out the heart.
She chooses love. No hesitation, no resentment. Gladys Knight has spoken openly about how personally those words hit her.
Well, it's here's an open line.
The idea of loving someone through the gap between who they dreamed of being and who the world allowed them to become.
Midnight train to Georgia. Leaving on a midnight train. Yeah.
The record hit number 1 in November 1973, Gladys Knight's first and only pop chart topper.
He's leaving. On that midnight.
It won 2 Grammys at the 1974 ceremony. Rolling Stone named it one of the 500 greatest songs of all time.
I'd rather live in his world.
And that opening piano figure remains one of the most instantly recognizable sounds in the entire history of recorded music.
Midnight train to Georgia. On the midnight train.
Listen, 90% of you watching right now aren't subscribed yet. If these stories are blowing your mind, imagine what you're missing. Hit subscribe, turn on that bell, and join the 200,000 R&B fans who never miss a Groove Lens upload.
Number 8. Let's Stay Together. Al Green, 1971.
Yes, whatever you
In late 1971, Al Green walked into Royal Recording Studio in Memphis, heard a melody his producer Willie Mitchell was sketching, stepped outside,
You make me feel so brand new.
and returned 15 minutes later with the complete lyrics to Let's Stay Together, already finished in his head. Every word, written in 15 minutes.
Sorry, since we've been together.
Then he refused to record it. He thought the song was too simple. He thought his falsetto would make him sound like, in his own words, any other singer. He drove home full of doubt along dark country roads, just trying to think it through. Willie Mitchell tracked him down and said 8 words that changed the recording. Don't try to handle the song, Al, just say it.
Why do people break up?
What followed was over 100 takes. Not because Green couldn't sing, no, but because Mitchell refused to let him oversell a single note. He wanted the voice underneath the technique.
Loving you well, come on.
When they finally had it, Mitchell told Green the record had magic on it.
They would never do that to me.
3 days after pressing, it was charting. By February 1972, it was #1 on the Billboard Hot 100.
But you
Al Green's first and only pop chart topper. Rolling Stone ranked it the 60th greatest song ever made. The Library of Congress added it to the National Recording Registry. The magic is still on it. Number 7, I'd Rather Go Blind. Etta James, 1967. This is the most painful love song on this entire list. And when you understand who made it and how, that description still barely captures it. Etta James recorded I'd Rather Go Blind at Fame Studios in Muscle Shoals in 1967.
Something deep down.
She was 29, battling heroin addiction, carrying a lifetime of loss that began in childhood. No father, raised by strangers, passed between homes.
When I saw you in that same
Everything she had survived is audible in every note of this recording.
baby.
The song was co-written by Billy Foster, also known as Ellington Jordan, who wrote his portion while serving time in a California state prison.
And another thing is
The lyrics are almost unbearable in their plainness. The narrator isn't screaming or fighting back. She's simply watching the person she loves walk away
'cause you see, I love you so.
and saying, now with complete and devastating composure, that she would rather go permanently blind than keep seeing it happen.
I was just sitting.
That is not a metaphor. That is a precise, physical description of what real grief feels like in the body.
Now listen.
Etta reportedly recorded the lead vocal in 1 or 2 takes. The pain didn't need to be performed. It was already fully present.
Yeah.
Beyoncé covered it. Rod Stewart covered it. Nobody has ever come close.
In the glass that I held to my lips, babe.
Because what Etta did that day in Alabama was not a vocal performance. It was a confession. Number 6, Sitting on the Dock of the Bay. Otis Redding, 1968.
Sun, I'll be sitting in the evening.
In the summer of 1967, Otis Redding rented a houseboat in Sausalito, California, and did something he almost never did. He stopped.
I left.
The king of Southern soul sat on the dock, watched the bay, watched the tide roll in and out, and let himself be completely still.
Yeah, I'm sitting on the dock of the bay.
Out of that stillness came a song unlike anything he had written before. Quiet, melancholy, a man sitting with feelings he couldn't fully name.
Nothing's gonna change. Everything.
He and guitarist Steve Cropper finished recording it at Stax Studios in Memphis on December 7, 1967.
I'm sitting on a dock of a bay.
2 days later, Otis Redding boarded a small private plane in Cleveland, Ohio, bound for a concert in Madison, Wisconsin.
It look like nothing's gonna come my way.
The plane went down into Lake Monona. Otis Redding died at 26 years old. He never heard the finished mix.
Sitting on a dock of a bay, wasting time.
He never knew the whistling he had ad-libbed at the end, only because he hadn't written the final verse yet, would become one of the most iconic moments in recorded music history. He never knew what the song became.
Dock my home, now I'm just gonna sit at the dock.
Sitting on the Dock of the Bay hit #1 on both the pop and R&B charts simultaneously.
Yes, I'll remain the same, just sitting here resting.
It was the first posthumous #1 in Billboard Hot 100 history. Rolling Stone ranks it the 28th greatest song ever made. The dock is still there. The tide is still rolling. Number 5, Ain't No Sunshine. Bill Withers, 1971.
It's not warm when she's away.
Bill Withers was 33 years old when he recorded this. He had spent 9 years in the United States Navy.
And when she's gone.
Then years more on factory floors in New Jersey, building toilet seat assemblies for Boeing 747 aircraft.
Wonder if
He was a working man who wrote songs in whatever hours were left, not because he had ambitions of stardom, but because the songs needed to come out of him.
Wonder this time where she's gone.
He had one cassette tape of demos. One. Sussex Records signed him off of it. His debut album was produced by Booker T. Jones from Booker T. and the MGs.
I ought to leave the young thing alone, but ain't no sun.
When Bill reached the bridge of Ain't No Sunshine, he hadn't written the lyrics.
I know. Hey.
As a placeholder, he sang I Know 26 times in a row over the chord progression, fully intending to replace it before the final recording.
Wonder if
Booker T. I'd heard the playback and told him, don't change a single word. Those 26 repetitions became the emotional spine of the entire recording.
I know.
Because sometimes grief has no real language. Sometimes all you can do is loop the one truth you're certain of over and over until the feeling works its way through.
I know.
Ain't No Sunshine peaked at #3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and won the Grammy for Best Rhythm and Blues Song in 1972.
Ain't no sunshine when she.
Bill Withers' first Grammy ever. The world has been feeling it for over 50 years.
Anytime she goes away.
Number 4, Sexual Healing. Marvin Gaye, 1982.
Sexual.
By 1982, Marvin Gaye was hiding in Belgium. He had left Motown after 2 decades of conflict.
I want all the women to say sexual.
He had survived 2 painful divorces, battled depression and drug addiction severe enough that he had stopped recording entirely. His debts were catastrophic. The IRS, former managers, ex-wives, all pursuing him at once. To escape, he left Los Angeles and moved to Ostend, a cold gray port city on the North Sea, where almost no one recognized him on the street.
It's very paranoid, the cocaine abuse.
He was 43 years old. The music world had moved on without him. Then producer Harvey Fuqua brought him a track written by Odell Brown, built on a drum machine, controversial for a man who always worked with live players. Marvin heard the future in it. He rewrote it, layered his own vocal harmonies throughout, and poured everything he had left into it. Sexual Healing stayed at number 1 on the R&B chart for 10 consecutive weeks, a record at the time. At the 1983 Grammy Awards, Marvin Gaye won his first Grammy Awards ever after 22 years in music. 14 months later, he was shot and killed by his own father the day before his 45th birthday. Sexual Healing was his last resurrection. And listening to it now, knowing what came after, you hear exactly what it was. A man fighting his way back to himself with the only medicine he still believed in. Number 3, I'll Make Love to You. Boys II Men, 1994. Boys II Men had already done something nobody in pop had managed since the Elvis era. End of the Road sat at number 1 on the Billboard, Hot 100 for 13 consecutive weeks, shattering a decades-old chart record.
Light the fire, girl,
4 young men from Philadelphia, 4-part harmony, no instruments, no gimmicks. Just voices so precise they stopped rooms cold.
girl, you need only eyes. I'll make love to
Then they went back into the studio and did it again. Motown paired them with Babyface, Kenneth Edmonds, for their second album.
you. Wish is my command.
Babyface wrote, I'll Make Love to You as a deliberate counterpart to End of the Road. Where that song was about desperate loss, this one was about pure, unashamed devotion, radical tenderness in a music world drifting toward irony and attitude.
Let's go slow.
The song opens with Wanya Morris barely above a whisper, no drums. Oh, no fanfare, just a promise made in the quietest register possible.
Are you ready? It's gonna be a long
Then the other 3 voices enter one by one, building something that sounds less like a pop record and more like a sacred vow. It debuted at number 1, stayed for 14 consecutive weeks, tying their own record. It won a Grammy in 1995.
chance to be within you, yeah.
According to Billboard, it is the second biggest charting love song in the entire history of the Hot 100. They earned every single week of it. Number 2, Let's Get It On, Marvin Gaye, 1973. There are songs where the first 3 notes tell you everything. Let's Get It On is one of them. The year is 1973. Marvin Gaye has just finished What's Going On, one of the greatest albums ever made. But personally, he is adrift. His marriage is collapsing. He has moved to Beverly Hills. He is searching. Co-writer Ed Townsend, 39 days out of rehab for alcoholism, brought him a song that was not originally about sex. It was about permission. The right to heal, to stop hiding, and to give another person complete access to who you truly are. Marvin reshaped it entirely and made it his own. During the March 1973 recording sessions in Los Angeles, a 17-year-old woman named Janice Hunter was in the studio. Now, Marvin saw her across the room and reportedly told someone nearby, "I'm going to marry that girl." He did, in 1977. So when he stepped to that microphone, he was not performing. He was speaking directly to a specific person in that room. And everyone who has ever heard that recording has felt exactly that. Because you can always feel the difference between a performance and a truth. It became the largest-selling single in Motown history at the time. Rolling Stone placed it among the greatest songs ever made, because it is.
Let's get it on, baby.
Theater, number 1, I Will Always Love You. Whitney Houston, 1992.
And to me, music and love.
In 1973, Dolly Parton wrote this as a farewell to her mentor, Porter Wagner, who had built her career. She played it for him first, and by the last note, he was in tears. It reached number 1 on the country chart. Then, Elvis Presley's manager came with an offer. Elvis would record it on one condition: he gets half the publishing rights. Dolly said no.
Kids grow up with music in their lives, then there is no question.
She turned down Elvis Presley to keep ownership of her own heart. Fast forward to 1992. Whitney Houston is recording the Bodyguard soundtrack. Her producer, David Foster, suggests Dolly's song.
I will.
Whitney hesitates. She's genuinely afraid of failing it. What she does with it rewrites history.
I'll think of you. Ever.
The a cappella opening, Whitney's voice completely alone before any instrument enters, was not in Dolly's original.
I know.
Oh, that was Whitney's edition, and it remains one of the most extraordinary single vocal moments ever committed to tape. 14 weeks at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Number 1 in over 30 countries. 2 Grammys, including Record of the Year. The best-selling physical single by a female artist of all time. Over 20 million copies worldwide.
Will always love you.
When Dolly first heard it, she cried. 2 women, 1 song.
Bitters.
One wrote it to say goodbye with grace. One sang it to say hello to eternity. And the world has never gotten over it.
Love you.